Yeah.
Hello. This is. Am I really talking to you guys, or is it just that laggy?
Hmm.
Or is it just that off?
Or on.
What?
We're on. We're live.
We're so live. We're so live. We don't know we're live.
Yeah,
Oh,
I gave you the count. I can't do anything
Yeah.
past that.
I mean, because all I see still is the sudden.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've changed scenes.
We're changed. I changed the scenes. We're changed.
Does the games? Do the people see us?
Okay, there it goes.
Ah, there.
There it is. There it is. There we go.
Yeah, it's absolutely just being slow. So
Yes.
Very slow. Please forgive us if it wouldn't be Dirty 20 without any of the mechanical hiccups here. Hi, my name is Solar, and this is Dirty 20 Gaming. Tonight we'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons. Our tabletop of choice is Roll20. The minis that you see beside the names were done in Hero Forge. Any music is from Bensound. My brain looked screwy, and this will be an interesting day. Let's introduce the cast, why don't we? Above me is Keldolin, who didn't really miss too much, but still missed a bunch at the same time.
It feels like it's been like a month since I've been here. I don't know what's going on anymore. Do I still have a character? Did they explode? Anyway,
No.
I am Aaron, playing everyone's favorite druid, Keldolin. You can check me out on Twitter. That's where I primarily am, at Primus_Cass. And of course, I'm here every Wednesday night.
All right, Lavari.
Hello, I'm Blaze of Gloriosa. I am here on Wednesdays, Sundays, and Mondays. So that's a lot of fun. I also stream on my own channel, so I'll get that out there. I'm a variety streamer otherwise, but I like streaming D&D here too, so that's cool. I will be playing your friendly neighborhood tiefling, Lilvari, sorceress, friend extraordinaire, hugger, very good hugger. Yeah, that's about it.
Excuse me, sorry. All right, Linus.
hi, I am Bison Stonefist. Sorry, Bison_Stonefist. That's the joke. And tonight I'll be playing Linus Longshadow, our Kender fighter. I had to remember what he is. It's been a while. Other than that, on Saturdays I play Sid Brimlock on our game Dead to Rights. He is a very depressed, very haunted engineer. It's steampunk. It's kind of grim. It's very interesting. I love it. It's a good show. You should check it out. And coming up on Tuesdays, oh fuck, I'm going to be sitting in the big chair.
Ooh.
Running
Biggest of
Cyberpunk,
chairs.
the biggest of chairs. We'll be running Cyberpunk Red. I'm calling it Carnage Heights. The crew is ready. Chooms are just on the way to Night City, and I am super excited and very, very, very nervous. It'll be great.
Aw.
You'll be
when
fine. If
we
I can do
don't
this, you can.
Yeah. When we don't stream, I sometimes stream on my own channel. There it is there. Tomorrow a new game comes out on Epic Game Store, and I will probably be checking that out on the weekend. So that's me.
Thank you very much, Raffle.
Hi, I'm D20, also known as Larry. I'm here on Twitch every day, playing mostly community games. I love D&D. If you want to check me out, I recommend checking out my Twitch and my profile.
Sorry, I'm having issues.
Oh, and I play a character known as Raffle Dopper, the Fastidious Magic with the Third, a little roguish kitty who's really missed his using his magic.
And is still learning how to be a cat.
Meow.
Ah,
And
Hi. Sorry for me being distracting. I was having some environmental difficulties. I am Kawaiuni. You can find me at Twitch on Kawaiuni. I do not stream very much anymore, but I hope to get back into it next month, maybe. You can find the rest of my socials on my link tree at Suzu_cat. That is my username most places. When I do live stream, it's usually classic Nintendo games. And today for D&D, I am playing Eilonwy, Princess Eilonwy of Stonehaven, and she is a fighter. And she's a little homesick, but she feels she must have been brought here for a purpose, and she wants to help in any way she can.
All right, and as I have mentioned a little while ago during our last session, I can be found on my own Twitch, Solar_Dasher. I have recently made affiliates, so I'm trying to get more people to come on over and join me in playing games. I'm a variety
Yay.
streamer there, and I stream here. Well, I'm here on my Wednesdays, of course, but most of the time when I do stream, it's on a Friday, a Saturday, and or a Sunday. Okay, with the introductions aside, let's go ahead and catch everybody up on what's been going on. You guys,
Attack!
what?
We're under attack.
We're
No, that
under
already
attack.
happened. Or
No.
were we?
Not quite under attack, but yeah. You guys minus Keldalin.
I thought we
Went out.
agreed that he was with us, just not role playing.
Huh.
Was I wrong?
Yeah, we had him like trailing behind us.
Oh yeah.
You know, with the party just not very talkative.
Yeah.
I am distracted by all the shiny things.
Yeah.
And
Most of the shiny
Yeah.
things that you're looking at is fire. A lot of
and
fire
and enemy armor.
and enemy armors and weapons.
Mhm.
As I
Yeah.
said, fire. As I said, shiny things.
Well, all in all, you guys basically came across the encampment not far from where they last saw the dragon. Not the dragon, but where the guy got the information from
The
the
lizard
hooded
folk.
one. Come to find out, they look a lot like a bunch of the people that you attacked when we first began.
Yeah. There's a huge army of draconians and knights with dragons on their chests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not Uni. Alon. No, it was
Lil Vari split
Lil
the
Vari.
party.
It was Lil Vari who went off on a journey
Being a little stinker.
and tried to get more information. Unfortunately, they could not get any more information, as technically it's not applicable to the story, but she did find out there's horses. They do have some, they've been, and it looks like they've been camping there for a little while. Pretty much about all there is. It's kind of hard to tell how many because there's people coming in and out of tents left, right, and center. They're moving quite well and quite organized.
Yeah, it's clearly like actually an army.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, you've brought this information back to Vogler, where you've told Cudgel, the mayor, and his companion, all of them have been told this, and they have basically responded with like, she doesn't want to panic. Was it Becklin doesn't want to panic everybody? Cudgel, gives the village complete support of the Ironclad Regiment, and Mayor Raven will do anything to keep the people safe safe, but wants more information before acting. At this point, you guys were trying to decide what to do when a character came running in saying something about there's a person. Let's see, hold on. There's a person comes in and says that there's a messenger in black and red armor that has arrived at the river gate.
Which is the colors of that army.
Yes.
Yeah.
The villagers are first to spot the messenger, and they alert the mayor and the rest of you guys. Now, the mayor looks at you guys and says, will you be accompanying me to the river gate?
I think it would be a bad idea if we didn't. Wouldn't want you to go out there all alone.
Yeah.
All right. I shall lead the way. Follow me, guys. And she leaves, excuse me. God, why are all these females now? She leaves and begins to lead you guys towards the river gate. As Mayor Raven passes by certain groups of individuals, they'll all pretty much keep telling her the same thing she already knows. There's a strange person at the gate. There's a strange person at the gate.
Mhm.
Someone wearing red and black armor is at the gate. There's a big freaking horse over at the gate.
Hmm.
So, when you guys arrive at the river gate, this is what you see. Beneath the carvings of a leaping fish etched into Vogler's open gate, a human in black and red scale mail sits astride an armored warhorse. She holds out a rolled parchment and calls out, "Who among you speaks for this village?"
Mm. Would that be the mayor?
Well, I mean, you guys could speak for the village, or the mayor can.
Mm-mm. We do not speak for the village. We're strangers here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we
I mean,
probably shouldn't.
We're gonna be like moral support and be there in case, there's shite, but
Yeah.
like they all said, I don't think we really have enough standing in the village to speak for them.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Mayor Ravenwall step forward and take the messenger's lair. The message is, this is what it says on the message. People of Vogler, by the orders of Belfion, the voice of Takhisis. Good lord.
Takis, it's I don't even know how you're actually supposed to say it.
How's it spelled?
Takhsis.
Yeah, it's probably Toxis.
Yeah,
Toxis. That sounds good.
I think
We'll
it
just
is
go with
actually
Toxis. You will quarter the soldiers of the invincible Red Army this night. Refuse and die. This is the Dragon Queen's will.
So basically, they're asking to spend the night in the village.
Yes. And if
Am I
anybody
hearing
wants
myself
to,
on someone else's thing?
I heard it briefly for a second.
Who has an echo? I guess not anymore, but
Could it?
I'm not hearing it anymore.
Weird.
Is it me?
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Any of you who wishes can go ahead and perform a religion check to see if this name sounds familiar.
I'll try.
Sure, why not?
I'm not from around here, otherwise,
Oh.
maybe.
Yeah,
Where's
Linus
my-
has a little
Nope.
bit of something.
Keldolin does not.
That's a
Eisen, no,
fat
I mean-
zero.
Yeah, that's a big fat zero.
hang on.
Even though you seem to have the most knowledge for some reason or another,
Religion.
you just come up going, what, Linus? I
Linus
don't know.
leans over to Becklin and taps her on the thigh plate. Who the shite is that?
I got a 9.
I got a nat 20 for a 21 total.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
there we go.
Lavari definitely figures this out for some reason or another.
It's Tiamat, she knows.
Toxis is one of the gods of Kryn. A cleric of Toxis, or a character who succeeds. I don't know. Okay, hold on. You can recognize a spiral symbol on the messenger's armor as a symbol of Toxis, the greatest of the evil gods, who is also known as the Dragon Queen. The same symbol appears on all dragon army armor.
Lavari is gonna just sort of mutter to, like, who's next to her? Is it Shaved Bison?
She finally sees it.
I just saw it.
Oh,
45
Yep.
minutes of been shaved bison.
So she's gonna lean over to, like, Keldolin and be like, that sounds really hot, actually.
I hope you mean that in a literal sense rather than the other guy.
so if they're just asking to spend the night in the city, right? But like for free?
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, I don't know what the mayor's policy would be on that.
So
What do you
is
think, Mayor?
what is the mayor looking like? Do they have, like, an expression on their face or a reaction?
The mayor, she is standing there just looking in awe, trying to figure out what you guys are going to do, because you're like her backup. She's looking to you and Cudgel. Cudgel is not really saying anything at this point. Deep down, she does seek to avoid bloodshed, and basically just keeps an eye on you guys to see what you guys are going to do next. The messenger looks at you guys and at the mayor, because the mayor's pretty much standing right in front of you guys, and says, we demand the village to be prepared to be occupied by the dragon army troops this evening. Will you comply?
There's too fucking many of you.
Yeah.
This village doesn't have.
I
the
don't think
room.
it's gonna fit. Maybe the officers.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll roll a deception if you want me to, but I'll be like, well, we don't know how large your army is, but I am not sure that a smallish port town, well, actually, it's not that small, but I'm not sure if the town would have room to quarter an entire army. But I definitely specifically state we don't know how many people you have, because they don't know that we were spying on them earlier.
Right.
Do you want me to roll deception?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
I'm not good at deception.
Keldon's gonna lean over to Linus. Why does everyone wear red? And why does I get a bad feeling about that?
It was almost a 19. It was almost a 19. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna roll my actual dice today. Oh well, it's too late.
You still
now.
can. You can just do it the rest of the session. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I can't.
just getting
fix
the ones
that
out of the way
nat
now.
one.
Exactly.
God.
He definitely, she rather definitely does not believe you, and says, we've been able to do some research. There's more than enough room for us. Now, will you
Okay.
comply will you comply at all, or are you going to refuse and cause trouble?
I really
what-
don't
what
like
ex-
your word choice there. You could
What
be nicer about it.
exactly are you asking for? Like, just a place to stay, or are you also expecting like to be housed at the inn for free and free food and stuff? Like what exactly are you asking of the city and its people?
That is a question. Let me look through it real quick.
I'd also like to whisper to the mayor, like, hey, as long as y'all have the resources to acquiesce their request, it's probably a good idea, because not only do you not want the army to fight you, but even if you don't like their evil god, it's usually best to not get on the bad side of a god if you can help it.
Lilvari is also going to lean over to the mayor and give her the information that she gleaned from the religion check. Maybe she heard it through like gossip on the edge of the camp or whatever when she was over there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Plus, we would also recognize the symbols as Tiamat. That's what our
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It'd be like the equivalent of Tiamat, yeah.
It is actually the same goddess.
Cool.
Just different realms. Tiamat, Bahamut, Paladine, and Taxus are all intertwined.
So it's like a... Never mind.
Like a multiverse.
That's not what I was going to say.
But
It reminds me of a specific proverb, but I won't go into it because I don't want to take up time.
I think it might be best, at least for the people, just kind of let them stay.
I mean, it clearly has to be up to the mayor. Like, we're not making this call for this village. It's not our
Yeah.
village.
Oh,
It's not our people.
I'm not trying to imply that, but if I may guess, I think the mayor's kind of looking to us for kind of some advice.
Yeah, as you guys are
Solar's
waiting,
just looking up some info.
as you guys are waiting and talking, it actually does not specify, to be perfectly honest. But we can assume that they probably do want food, shelter, and for many of the men, a lady companion. That's just the way armies work, unfortunately. I'm trying to put it in the politest way I can.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying. So, as he is waiting there to see what you guys are going to decide, or if you guys want to go and talk a little more, to let him know, you see she gives a signal, and atop of 30-foot tall cliff to the east of the gate, 4 Dragon Army soldiers appear.
Hereish? On the map.
Like here or like over here?
Oh, you know what? I'm not
Is-
paying attention. Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna
confused.
say, is the map pointing north?
Let me see where the
So
gate is
'cause-
first of all. Oof.
The gate
We're
is
right
in the
here.
top left.
That's where I'm trying to go. So there would be like up here.
Oh, okay.
At least I'm assuming. I don't think they'd be near Thornwall Keep.
Okay.
Agreed.
Either way, they'd be either here or
Mhm.
here. But you can see them holding spears. Since you guys are
Yeah.
not yet attacking, they are not attacking. But you can definitely see the glint off of their spears.
Okay. I mean, I'm not in charge of this village. I'm gonna like talk again to the mayor and say, like, I don't know how you guys generally run things or what resources you have available, but I would recommend offering them definitely the place to stay, potentially food if you have the supplies for it, or maybe just food for the higher officers. And as for Lady Company, I don't know how your city does that sort of thing, but if it were up to me, I'd say if any of the ladies feel like it, then cool, but they're not, but I wouldn't force anyone. But like I said, it's your city.
They have a
Let's
lot of swords.
withdraw. Let's withdraw for a little bit and talk this over maybe. Unless there's something you guys wish to do.
I'm not gonna do anything with
Linus is very tight-lipped. You can see he's tense. The hammer has not left his shoulder, and he's got it like ready to go. Out of everyone there, probably Linus is the most ready for a fight or anticipating of one.
Yeah, it seems to be.
He's got Ispin's green shield, and it's featured pretty prominently.
Okay,
You know,
I just did find confirmation. They are right here.
Sorry? Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, which is across from Thorn Keep because
that
Mhm.
makes sense.
apparently there's a device up there that they can toss you guys too.
Oh,
Something you probably saw when you were there.
a device? What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's called the gnome finger.
What is a gnome finger?
Let me see if I can. Let me see what happens. Let me see.
Sorry,
got here.
sorry. I'm just I'm confused.
James Bond. I'm hearing James Bond music in my head. Gnome finger. He's really short, and he's got a gnome finger.
I know,
Hey,
right?
Bond, I expect you to die.
As soon as I get up on the table, it's really high. Someone grab my stool.
Sorry, I have actually not seen any James Bonds, but I have seen Austin Powers. So I think
You've got like 90% of it.
yeah. So I instead of thinking of someone with finger in their name, I'm thinking of
Oh yeah,
that
no,
villain.
yeah.
Which
Trust
I
me.
mean,
between-
I'd guess that his name would be like
There we
okay to
go.
say here, but I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I've got too many of them open now.
All of the tabs.
Fiona, you cannot jump up here. You can jump on the back of the chair as usual. There she goes.
This is
Gnome
gnome finger.
flinger. Oh geez.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Fiona, there are sharp things in my lap. You cannot sit on my lap right now. You can sit on the back of the chair.
Oh
like
yeah, you're right. It
usual.
does say flinger. It's just that the
The L and the
wording
F,
is
yeah.
small, so that L kind of hid.
It's a manifold. We
I
happen to
have
have
a
two
phantom
small
cat
characters,
with me
including
right
a gnome.
now. I'm being visited by a phantom cat.
A cloaking shadow.
Is
Well,
there a way
like
for me to
Spider-Man
turn off
movie.
my fake background temporarily? So you can choose virtual background, none. There we go.
Aw.
Hello.
This is
Kitty.
Fiona's seat when I am in my craft room. I will admit I've been working on pinning something, so that's why
Nice.
I'm like, you cannot sit in my lap. There are sharp things there. You know that you can sit on the back of the chair. This is your spot. That's why your blanket's here.
But I want you to pay attention to me.
Okay,
I know how cats
so how's the mayor thinking about all of this and the advice that we're trying to give?
The mayor is saying that we should withdraw and try and come up with a solution.
So you want to ask them for time to decide? Because they seem to want an answer right now.
We can try that and see what they say. I mean,
Yeah, we can ask.
couldn't hurt. And then she looks back up at the soldier, and tells him that they want some more time.
Hmm.
And she nods, but says, I will stay at the gate.
Okay.
You guys can go ahead and go into, basically back to the golden crab.
Cross crab.
Okay.
I call it whatever I want.
The crusty
It's
crab?
gold now. They upgraded.
It's a creepy crab now. Okay, whatever. You guys return to the crab place. And
Crusty crab.
Already said that.
basically the mayor has brought you guys, Cudgel and Becklin, all together. And basically wants to know how best to protect the villagers.
I already said if you have the resources, we should acquiesce their request because we don't want the army to attack and we don't want to incur the wrath of a god. If it isn't, if the god is in fact supporting them, because you know gods are very real and very powerful, whether we like them or not.
Anybody
Hey.
else have any other suggestions?
I think the best course of action would just be to have everyone remain within their homes as much as possible and look
Yeah,
to try
that
to stay
too.
out of the way of the soldiers at all costs, because as long as they're out of the way of the soldiers, the likelihood of an incident having is about as low as we can make it.
The soldiers are
Agreed.
probably going to be billeted in people's houses, though.
I
Yeah.
know, but I mean they're not. But if the villagers are out and about,
Linus
They-
looks to Declan or Becklin and is like, "How close are we to the nearest garrison? To the
Well-
knights?"
If you can see, if you haven't noticed, Becklin has actually grown quite quiet. When you speak with her, Linus, she leans over to you and says, I want to speak privately with you guys and Darrett after we've conferred with the mayor and Cudgel.
So you do
Hmm.
have a plan.
Cudgel wants to go get her troops. She states, I want to go get my troops and bring them back here. Even if we're outnumbered, fighting is the only option.
Uh,
I don't.
All
I
due respect,
disagree.
ma'am, but Ylvari and I have seen the army. For every one of you, they have an entire regiment. You wouldn't stand a bloody chance, and all of these people will get killed.
The mayor seems frustrated by the situation and wants to, well, besides what has been suggested already, wonders if anybody else has any ideas on how to protect the people by nightfall.
Evacuate.
That would be the other option, is to try to get in contact with as many ships as we can and try to get as many people out of here as we can.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know
a
about-
good plan. We've got an entire village's worth of fishing boats, and I didn't see any boats. Didn't see any mariners or anything like that when we were there.
Okay, so
This is a land army.
Mayor Raven is initially going to just say no. I don't want to have the characters come out of their homes and have my villagers come out of their homes and all of that. But I will give you guys a chance to try and persuade him. Her. Good Lord.
I would like to try to persuade her.
Okay, so anybody who
to-
wishes to go ahead
yeah.
and persuade the mayor needs to roll a persuasion check.
Jeez.
Yep.
I would
And-
like to help Whoever is making the
Lavari is gonna have the
Damn
best
it.
shot.
yeah, Lavari will have the best shot, but I think that as a folk hero, that's my background. This doesn't effectively give me
That's for the white one.
a problem, but I
Mm,
generally have a
I don't know. She's over there.
yeah.
Alright.
You
Anyways,
moved it, I think. Sorry, guys.
not a problem.
Okay, so
So I'm going to
Alon,
give.
we definitely did not.
Oh, I mean, I can try, but as I said, I think Lavari's got the best shot at it. But
He hasn't said anything.
What am I potentially doing here?
We're trying to convince the mayor to evacuate the city by boat, and yeah, we think that you have the
It's-
best shot.
it's the best shot of avoiding any losses.
24.
20, oh, yeah, she does it.
So,
Uh.
Lilvari is going to kind of be like, you know, Linus is a very skilled tactician, and he's very bright. He got a good look at the army. He knows what he's talking about. You know he knows what he's talking about. I know it's not the most pleasant option, but that's the best option that we have, is to either let your people be at the mercy of a whole army, a hungry, horny, very large army, or evacuate.
Okay, I'm gonna put a timeout here for just a minute. I need a small break.
You're good.
Okay.
I'll be right
Um,
back. You guys talk amongst each other about what you need to do.
Okay.
There also, there is something we can do to satisfy, well, Pudgel's more aggressive perspective on things. Though I doubt you all will like that as an option.
What is
Linus
your
kind of
thinking?
arches an eyebrow. Are you thinking banditry, my buddy?
No, I am thinking of a much more drastic course of action.
What?
What does a land army need to survive?
Food.
A significant amount of
water.
supplies. What happens is if we evacuate the city and then burn it all to the ground.
That will never
Oh.
fly, Kelvin. I'm sorry. I understand where you're coming from, and I don't mean to be the that's a terrible idea, but this is these people's homes.
Well,
Yeah,
and they
livelihood
also,
and
yeah.
everything.
If we tell them we're going to burn the place to the ground, they'll never listen to a bloody thing we say. We'll have broken
And they
their
won't
trust,
leave.
and we're
You also
just as bad as the rest of them. Just as bad as those
However,
assholes outside.
Linus, my fear is that if we go through this evacuation, we're not coming back here. I don't think this is going to be a two-way trip.
This is war, son. These people are either dead or they're running.
What I don't
Honestly-
understand is how they got across land without actually being detected before now.
That's the part I'm
Yeah.
scared about.
I'm a little
Becklin
confused
told
about
me
that.
Becklin told me she has a
Sorry.
plan. And
Okay,
I'll figure
there
something out in a
been-
sec.
There have been rumors of a strange army, just no definite things. But I think what might be good is if we partially evacuate the city, particularly the children and people who cannot stand up and fight for themselves. And then we just try to house the army peacefully amongst the remaining villagers, and if shit goes wrong, knock on wood, then the villagers remaining will hopefully be able to at least somewhat defend themselves.
Becklin,
Ha-
speak up.
I do want to clarify. I did not mean any offense by what I said. It's just
Ow.
I'm considering the potential long-term thing here, because we can't guarantee they're going to be able to return to their homes, assuming we evacuate everyone. However, I do think Alonwi's point of evacuating those who aren't going to be able to defend themselves, the elderly and the children, and making sure they are safe,
Well,
is a good alternative.
Becklin, go ahead and say stop. I have heard about a war and unstoppable armies in the east. I fear that this Red Dragon army that they're trying to house here, it's part of that greater force. I've lived in Vogler for many decades, and these people, they're not soldiers. We need weeks, maybe months, and 100 more professional soldiers to stand any chance in a conflict. I definitely do agree with getting the villagers to evacuate, and the evacuees can follow the river to safety in Kalaman.
Is Kellerman where the soldiers are? Is that where the knights are stationed?
It's the next safest place. Give me a moment. Alright, if you guys want, you guys can give me a history check.
Alright, while we're doing that, Raffle, do you have any input?
I mean, at this point, I don't know why we're assisting them. I think we should just run away.
Apparently I'm good at history.
Nat 20.
Nice.
19.
We all rolled
You
well.
guys are smart in history.
So Raffle, you mean we should just evacuate the whole town and leave, or you meant just our group should run away?
I think Ruffle meant the latter, but I could be wrong. I don't want to
Well,
put words in their mouth.
That's why I'm asking Raffle.
Oh yeah, I feel like, well, there's a whole army out there, and they're expecting us to tell them to go away, and why?
Okay, this is what you guys know about Kalaman. Kalaman, the beacon of the east, is one of the largest cities in Slomnia.
Good?
Yep.
Far from the nation's heartland and the capital of Palanthas. Palanthas. Why do I find this so hard? Anyway, the city is a bastion of trade and safety at the edge of the province of Nightland. Recognize? It is the capital city. Kalaman is a thriving trade city known for its strong walls, castle, and harbor beacons, all which preside in the cataclysm. The city is led by a governor, a council of prominent guild leaders, and a military marshal. So yes, Kalaman does have a military. They maintain a significant military force to deter raiders. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. That come from and monsters and everything else that come from the Dragon Mountains. Dargard Mountains. Let's try that again. I don't know why I saw dragon first. Yeah.
That's okay.
The city sits at the mouth of the Vinegard River, about 30 miles downriver from Vogler.
Being downriver is going to be very convenient if we do evacuate.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor has already agreed to the evacuation.
Yeah. I still think, well, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I just think that doing a partial evacuation might be better than a full evacuation, because if the army feels like, oh, they're running away because they don't want to help us, then they might try to attack while we're carrying out the evacuation. Whereas if we still leave villagers who feel comfortable and able to potentially defend themselves should shit turn sour, then perhaps the army will be less suspicious. What does everyone else think on that point?
Well, not everyone's going to want to evacuate anyway. There will always be people who refuse to leave their homes. So perhaps put the word out that the army is coming and assist those who want to leave.
Yeah. I mean, armies aren't
Sounds
unused
good.
to people running when they come, so
I doubt they're going to spend their time fighting a small village for evacuating in front of them, as long as the village doesn't withhold supplies.
Yeah. So we're
Evacuate the
agreeing to
villagers,
the
dump
evacuation.
the
The question is just whether to call for a full evacuation or just like recommend evacuating but not like make it an order, I guess, to the village.
Just tell people what's going on.
Yeah, I suppose. So which of those two versions of evacuate does the mayor want to do?
That's what I am trying.
Okay.
How close is it to dusk? Time-wise.
We just spent a whole day scouting and traveling, so I think it's probably pretty close.
Well, I
So
think
it's
it
still
was
around
only
midday?
like an hour each way, so it could be like early evening.
It was 2 hours.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, it was an hour to the camp and then an hour to the
No.
edge of the
No, it's two
because we went to the band
to the army and then 2 back.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because it was an hour to the Iron Smiling
yeah.
camp.
Plus
and then an hour.
another hour for
Shenanigans.
yeah. So
So we
yeah,
spent
it took
4
a
hours
while,
traveling.
but not all day. So yeah,
yeah, we'll say early afternoon then.
Yeah.
Early evening.
Okay, so that gives us roughly about 6 hours to evacuate whoever chooses to do so.
that sounds pretty good, actually.
And I'd say we present the option as if, and we ask them, we will allow you to enter the city, but not until dusk.
Sounds good to me.
The mayor looks at you guys and says, we don't want to risk any of the villagers' lives, but I don't want to start the evacuation until absolutely necessary, allowing the villagers time to prepare and safely evacuate.
Yes,
yeah,
as I
give them time to collect things and supplies, right?
So, I need you and Derek to do some of these things to help me. We need to inform the villagers of the situation by getting everybody into the village circle. We need to assess how many ships the village has and roughly how many villagers they can carry. And then we got to get everyone to safe we got to give the instructions to the villagers on how to get to the safety, but make sure that everybody stays calm.
Do you have a dock master?
Yeah, there's a dock master. I just don't know where they're at this point.
We can find the dock master, and they probably have a pretty good idea of how many ships can go in and out of the harbor.
Mhm.
That actually is
Yeah.
part of the information you guys can get,
Awesome.
depending on how you want to do this.
I think Linus is going to grab Darrett and get the word out. Darrett knows the people of Ogler. He knows who would help and who would rather just hide.
Basically, you're gonna go and tell everybody to meet in the center.
Just basically, town,
Yeah.
sort of a town meeting. This is very important. If you can't make it, ask someone who did go, but everybody needs to be there if they can.
Yeah, I mean,
Just very.
we might have to just
okay.
like, I'm fine with just like starting to go door to door and just knock on the doors and say, hey, I know you don't know me, but there's the mayor has called a very important meeting in the town center, so please head there.
Okay, so the mayor will ring the circle's bell.
Well, first we gotta tell the messenger for the army because he's waiting.
Well, it doesn't actually make any mention of the messenger at this point.
All right, can we just
Assumption
assume
is that he
happens?
decides to ride off.
Oh,
Yeah, he knows
okay.
that he knows that we're still making a decision.
But he said he
So-
would be waiting at the gate.
Yeah, he can fucking stand there all day. He's just a messenger.
Okay.
He's getting
Gee.
paid by the hour.
Okay.
We don't send people who are important.
After a short time, everybody does congregate into the village circle. Mayor Raven begins to address the crowd. Colorful Kingfisher Festival decorations still covered the village circle and the festival stage. Unlike the day before, the people collected in the village center are somber, muttering in weary tones as Mayor Raven takes the stage. The mayor doesn't mince words. A dangerous army is headed to Bogler. The Ironclad Regiment will do its best to defend Bogler, but we must be ready to flee. Following the mayor's report, the locals stand in stunned silence. Their questions come in waves of shouts, angers, and fear. Excuse me. So, what do you guys wish to do at this point?
I mean, at this point, it's mostly in the mayor's hands. I mean, unless the crowd starts like really disagreeing, and then we could step up and say, hey, we've seen this army for ourselves and we want all of you to stay safe. The army claims to only want to stay here peacefully, but we can't be able to tell their true intentions, and we don't want anyone to get hurt unnecessarily. So it's your choice whether to evacuate, but we highly recommend it.
Aladmi, are you going to be telling this to the crowd?
I was going to. I figured I would hopefully let the mayor handle it, but if the crowd like really doesn't want to listen, then I will say that to the crowd. Yes.
Okay. Roll me intimidation or persuasion.
Okay.
Remember to use your real dice.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me to use my real dice. Alright, I have a +2 to persuasion, which gives me a 16.
You actually managed to calm them down much faster than the mayor could on her own.
Hooray.
You regain control of the crowd, and the mayor starts to get the community ready for and get the evacuation preparations underway.
I also want to mention, like, if you do choose to stay, do not antagonize the army, but plan to be able to defend yourself just in case. Plan just in case, but act on the assumption that they will be peaceful as they say, but just be prepared.
I don't think I ever said that, but that's okay. So, who went to go talk to the harbor master at about the ships?
Lilvari?
I can.
Go ahead.
Cuddleton would go with her. Just to kind of keep the group in not have anyone go off alone, essentially.
While they're on their way over, Lovari will like kind of do a little check-in with Keldalin. Like, do you still feel disconnected? Like, how are you doing? How are you holding up?
I mean, it's just very odd. Like, I still have that voice in my head, and I have this almost constant undercurrent of energy and rage. It's just kind of there, but it's not. It's almost as if it's behind a cage or something.
Do you feel better at all? Or
I mean, Keldalin would kind of look down at his hand, and you can just kind of see faint crackling of lightning and thunder going across his hands. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I feel like I'm more at peace, I guess, with the situation. But
Yeah.
it's not like I've forgotten what happened. The pain and the loss is still there, but it's more of a step or two down a path of some sort has been taken.
Lovari will just sort of reach over and like rub his back, like kind of between the shoulder blades, and sort of try to reassure him through touch. And she's not going to pry further. She's just sort of like checking in, like, okay.
You probably get some static electricity.
Alright, so then are we just preparing for evacuation, like loading supplies onto boats and
Okay.
designating
Well, I mean, at this
who's-
point, the mayor is
Yeah.
directing people on how to getting ready to evacuate. The characters who have gone to the shipyard.
Yeah, I think after the meeting, I'll probably also go to the shipyard to help with loading and stuff.
Okay. So the first thing is a character. Let's say Keldalin. Keldalin, you and Lovari actually spend about an hour while they're trying to calm the crowd down, inspecting the ships in Vogler's Wharf. An estimate shows that you could probably transport only 200 of the village's 400 residents.
Okay.
And
About half.
Alon, will you come in probably shortly after that time, as they're trying to come up with a solution?
I mean, as I said before, evacuate children and mothers and those who are unable to defend themselves. Evacuate them first, and remaining villagers, while hoping that the army will peacefully spend the night as they claim they will. Just be prepared to defend themselves in some way, pass out, even if it's farming tools, just some sort of weapon that they can keep in their home at the ready in case it's needed.
Linus pipes up. Spears are easy, and you've got plenty of poles lying around. Everybody knows how to use one.
Yeah.
Sticking with the
Okay.
pointy end.
So let me ask you guys, let me see if you guys want to do. I have 3 different options here that would help,
Okay.
depending on what you wish to roll. Survival, persuasion, or investigation.
Keldalin would lead more towards survival of those.
I am the best at survival out of those. I have a +4.
Okay, if you want to roll survival, please do so.
Well,
was-
I got a 5, so that's a total of 9.
I'm afraid not.
I did precisely one better with a 10.
I'm afraid not. Anybody else?
Give me 1 sec. Linus is gonna try the survival out. I'm gonna actually use my real dice. As soon as it fucking there we go. That's a 6. Or
Yeah,
8.
I'm afraid not either.
No.
Oh,
And Waffle, no.
aw.
We have all failed
Gosh.
miserably.
I got
Sorry.
I rolled a 20 and I have a -1 to survival, so it's a 19.
But you got
What
it.
is with you and Nat 20 today?
I picked
Get to 1 already.
my this is the die that usually gives me lower rolls, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It understands that you're having
Oh.
tech difficulties, so it's like I'm gonna make you feel better.
Anyways,
Taking pity on me.
Exactly.
So, Lavari,
Yes.
since you're the only one who succeeded. You look around and you make a plan on how to use rope and rings of small boats to corral floating masses of logs, creating several large rafts
That's
capable of
Wow.
holding 200 more villagers.
good.
With the help of the
Amazing.
locals, it takes about 3 hours to complete.
okay.
I was really hoping you would go with that one because that one had the biggest advantage. The other two only helped with 100 people.
That's still cool.
Yep.
Still cool. The check was less and less on each one of them, but the survival was the biggest.
Alright.
Nice.
So Lavari, you explain your plan to everybody, and it takes about 3 hours to complete. Let's just say about this time it is starting to get
Dark.
yes.
Yeah,
Well-
I was gonna say around this time, Linus is going to come up to Becklin and is like, "All right, you said you had an idea. Looks like we're probably this is the best we're going to do. But you said you had a plan.
Yeah, my plan was to evacuate you guys.
Oh,
Evacuate the city. And you guys came up with it first.
well then."
Basically everything I said that she said earlier, that was the plan.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
Now then. Because of the hours that we've been putting into all of this, I'm gonna change it. Basically, mid-afternoon, just as you guys are finishing up, Cudgel returns to Bogler and advises you all of the following information. Let me fix that so I can see it better. She has directed the Ironclad Regiment to hold position north of the village. The mercenaries believe they can, for a time, defend against a larger force. But she hopes they don't have to fight, and with any luck, a show of force will convince the Dragon Army that Bogler isn't an easy target. But just in case, her soldiers have set up a small rear command tent near the river gate. She's posted a messenger there so that the village can send word to her troops as needed. And then
Well,
asks Becklin to join her at the front, hoping that the Knight of Slomnia appears on the field. If a Knight of Slomnia appears on the field, the enemy will hesitate to provoke the knighthood.
I mean that sounds
Cudgel,
good
if-
as a show of force, but again, all they asked was like to spend the night, so we should.
No, they're looking
Tried
to
not to
occupy the town. It's
provoke
not
them.
spending the night, they're taking over. They want to occupy the town, is what they said.
They said they want quarter for the night, right?
I'm pretty sure they said they're prepared to be occupied.
They said for the night. They didn't say what we assumed.
You will quarter the soldiers of the Invincible Red Dragon Army this night. Refuse and die.
Yeah, so
Which, I mean, admittedly, they, nothing's saying that they can't decide that tomorrow night also is what they need.
yeah, but
So-
my point is that they're implying that at the very least implying that if you do not resist, they will not attack. So maybe stationing some or all, if you want, of the guard near the gate would be a nice show of force, but I would really rather not intentionally provoke them. But again, I am not technically a leader, although I hold the title of princess. I was not born and raised with the role, so it's the decision of the leaders of the town that I just really would rather not show too much military intent, or they might be more provoked to attack than they otherwise would. Does that make sense?
Well, as you guys are starting to talk about battle plans or lack thereof wanting to actually attack, Becklin, okay, actually, you know what? I need you all to roll insight.
Okay.
22.
Also has a +4. That's not a d20. That's a 9 for a
That's
total
10.
of 13.
15.
13. What is Raffle up to? Are you helping people evacuate?
I would suppose so.
Okay.
Hildolin, as you notice everybody's talking, Cudgel, Becklin, and Mayor Raven, you see that something seems to be a little bit off about Becklin, like they're keeping something back. She won't say anything in front of Cudgel or the mayor or Darrett, but they're definitely holding something back.
Was that with a 15? Raffle also got a 15.
Actually, it was just whomever had the highest. But Raffle
Okay.
can do it too.
Yeah,
How
I was
you
just gonna
rolled?
say. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was saying. I'm like, I think 15 was the highest roll, but Raffle also got 15.
No, I rolled a 22.
Oh,
Helps
sorry.
roll
My
22.
bad. My bad.
You're
You're fine.
fine.
Yeah, it was whispered. That's okay though.
Cuddle will kind of take a breath, look from the group, look to Vecklin, look to the mayor, look to Cudgel. If I may ask, if Cudgel wishes to make a show of force, I don't think we have the right or the position to stop them. However, I do think it is a foolhardy decision, as I feel if we make any stand of force, it risks innocent blood being spilt. And at all costs, I believe we can all agree that that is a unacceptable result if we can avoid it.
Yep.
And to speak briefly about what you said about being a princess, I would much rather have someone be given the title than someone who was born to it.
Oh,
Is-
well, my point was that, like, I didn't grow up learning how to rule a city. Was my point with saying that.
Well, thank you all. I'm assuming this is in private. You're talking to Becklin. So this is basically what she does. Thank you all. Good I'm just been a little bit on edge with all this stuff. I'll be fine here in just a few. Either way, I could ask you to do me a favor.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Linus looks expectantly.
Can't say we'll grant it, but you can always ask.
Absolutely.
Under my bed in the Thornwall Keep is a large wooden box. Can you please fetch it and give it to Darrett once he's safely ready to escaping town?
About how big is the
Sure.
box?
It's a sturdy wooden box that weighs about 70 pounds and bears no markings other than a simple kingfisher emblem on the lid.
Linus will take it. He's got
yeah.
the extra room.
Yeah, between, like, it might take a couple of us to carry it that far, but yeah, a couple of us could go and retrieve it.
I could always turn into a horse and carry it.
Can
You always have tricks up your sleeve. It's the best.
Like, no offense, Keldolin, but, like, can you still turn into a horse, or is that one of your powers that you can't do anymore?
I can't take Shadow's form anymore.
I'm sorry to remind you of that.
And Keldolin will his eyes will kind of go a little bit distant, and he just kind of takes a step.
I'm
Backwards.
sorry. I'm gonna like try to like place a friendly hand on his shoulder and be like, I'm so sorry to have to bring that up, but yeah.
Ilanri's definitely getting kind of a look from Lilvari that's not like, it's not exactly a dirty look, but it's sort of like a really that was tactless. Like with the look that you give somebody.
After a moment, Keldolin will kind of notice Lilvari, and he'll kind of just raise a hand towards Lilvari.
It's like I'm sorry, but we gotta be realistic. We don't have a lot of time.
It's fine. I can do it. I just need someone who can come with me to put it onto my back if we do that.
I mean,
Not a problem. I've got the time. Let's go.
And Keldolin will exit the crab, and he shakes himself loose, and he shifts himself into.
Oh, so you can turn into a horse still?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He had never turned it.
Sure.
So storyline wise, the only things Keldolin ever turned into was a spider and Shadow. He never turned into anything else.
And Shadow is
Was his wolf pet that he grew up with.
okay.
So when he came, so storyline wise, I had it so when he came here, he can no longer turn into a wolf.
Oh,
lost that.
interesting. Okay. I'm very, very sorry. I misunderstood. I thought that he couldn't turn into animals at all anymore, which is
No,
why
you're